Makes sense.
Sweaty?
Yes. Extremely. No, it's okay. I'm going to go shower. I'm going to go shower after this. It's fine.
We'll go to Eric to begin.
It was so wet. It was like, I was like, yeah, okay.
I mean, if you look at his jersey, though, like he is.
No, he's working. He's working. Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about covering Chris. And I know you said, like, the goal is to annoy him, make him work, like, do all those things. Pick and roll is simple, right? There's two things involved. There's a screener and a guy that has the ball in his hands. And it feels like somehow, PJ just said this, that every pick and roll is different. Like, and especially with CP, like, it's always going to be slightly different because of the way that he manipulates things. How do you kind of deal with that? Like, just the idea that there's never going to be a set pattern. Even if you run the same play, the same set, in the same spot of the floor, like, it's always going to be different with Chris.
I feel like it's just how you play the game, right? It's kind of like the cat and mouse. Trying to play chess. You just have to. A lot of times, you just have to figure it out when it actually happens. So in real time. But that's why Chris goes into pick and roll. He's one of the best at it. He doesn't make it easier for the defender, and for the most part, he gets to the spot or he gets a big rolling. But that's what makes it fun. I guess if you did something over and over again and you kind of figured it out, that'd be boring. So I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, it is a bit frustrating that he keeps on switching it up and he's really good at it, but there's also like this fun part in trying to figure out the equation.
So often in this series, they've put Devin in the weak side corner. So it makes it tough, obviously, to help off. So it really does kind of turn into a two-man game. Just what have you seen from Ayton in his ability to, one, set a good screen and then roll in different and creative ways, whether it's a slow roll or a quick slip, like whatever it may be?
Smart player that knows how to read his guard. Sometimes he sticks the screen. Sometimes he gets out early. Sometimes he slips it and gets to the rim. Has great touch around the basket, great hand. So having a big like that probably makes it easy for Chris to manipulate things even more, throw it up to the rim, or if he slips out early, he has Book in that weak side, but still as a defender, you got to help your team out. And there you see him just trying to whip it to the corner. But that's why they have that duo, right? You can't make anything, or nothing's going to be easy. So
often in this playoffs, it's been about like Brooke miraculously like playing both, like hands crazy, being able to do some of that. I feel like CP can neuter that a little bit just because of how good he is. Just what do you kind of try to tell Brooke or whoever it is your partner is in the pick and roll not to get frustrated and kind of keep dealing with it?
Just to do them. Just like they have my back, I got theirs. I'll continue to pursue and try to make it difficult. It's not going to be perfect every time. DeAndre Ayton is a big dude, so I am getting hit on the screens, but just can't die on them. Just continue to fight through them and be patient with me.
Sorry, last one. Aiden also ducked in. I'm trying to think. It was a possession where he goes all the way down to the dunker.
Like 4 times. Yeah, ducked in on me. Mm-hmm.
For you, like, what is that challenge? I mean, as you said, he's a big dude, and that's what he does professionally. So how do you kind of try to work through that?
Well, that's probably the advantage that they have. I'm 6'4", he's 7'1". There's definitely an advantage on them, but try to use my strength. Try to sit low on his legs so that he can't move, really. No big dude ever likes somebody my size on their knees, but that was probably one of the first times he ducked in on me, so it kind of surprised me. But really just try to be as physical as possible and try not to make that pass as easy as it was.
Next question to Lori. Go ahead, please.
Totally switching topics here, but I wondered two things. How do you hear from or feel the presence of any international fans who follow you? And then secondly, what has it been like to see Greek fans in the stands rooting for you with the flags? And I don't know if you could tell in Brooklyn their presence. PJ was, PJ was like everybody was.
It's like
Okay, really.
As you walk into the tunnel, going to the locker room, it was just like a sea of blue, and it was really cool to know that there was that type of support for our team internationally. I know that I see our games are shown in Spain and I mean everywhere else in the world, and I know soccer is considered like the world sport, but I feel like basketball is really becoming up there with that, which is really really cool. But yeah, the Greek fans, and even they're here too. I guess they travel, and I don't know. Just having that support is really awesome.
Go to Zoom for a couple questions, and then we'll come back to the room.
Thanks, Jim. We'll take the first one from Darius Joshua with CBS 58. Darius, go ahead.
Hey, Drew. How you doing, Drew? First Bucks home game in the finals since 1974. And talking of fans, I know with your ESPN interview, you kind of caught a glimpse of it with Maria Taylor, the fans outside at the Deer District. Kind of, can you feel what was that environment like, just being there, and how much juice did that kind of give you guys having them behind you in the finals?
Yeah, it was fun, man. Again, this is my first year here, so ever since we got the crowd back, they've been amazing. The energy that they bring, how rowdy they get, we love it, and we need it. So to see that, and then after the game, even still having that support with the fireworks and 20,000 people outside, still there, it's amazing.
We'll take the next one from Ben Steele with the Journal Sentinel. Ben, go ahead.
Hey, Drew, when you're guarding CP, sometimes you pick them up 3/4 of the court, full court. I was just wondering, how do you decide when to do that? What's the strategy behind that? And, is it dangerous with a guy like CP, who's such a good playmaker, if he gets by you?
I guess I'll answer the first one. 3/4 court or full court, there isn't really reason to that. Sometimes I'm on the perimeter, and if we shoot a shot, I'm actually like the first line of defense. So sometimes it's hard for me to just push up and leave when somebody's out in transition. But for the most part, I think I try to pick them up as close to full court as possible, just so that I can frustrate him, try to get him gassed, try to speed him up, and knowing that if I get beat or even him speeding up, I know that I have Brooke behind me or my teammates behind me. So I guess the strategy really is to make it as difficult on CP because he is the head of the snake. And if I could possibly get a turnover here and there, because he rarely turns the ball over, or just get him thinking like, all right, well, Jrue is always here. That could be annoying, and that's kind of my plan.
We'll take the next one from Stephen Watson.
Hey, Drew. With the way that Giannis has performed over the last 3 games, I mean, when you were waiting to see if he was going to be available for the NBA Finals, and he comes out and puts up 20 and 17 in Game 1 and then back-to-back 40-point games, I mean, is what he's doing right now even a surprise? I mean, do you find yourself marveling over what he's doing?
I mean, marveling maybe, but no, it's not a surprise. He's been doing it. Like, this is, I guess, honestly, this is what we kind of expect from him, right? He's the leader of our team. He's talked about this moment so many times, and him being in this moment and the responsibility that he feels, this is what we expect.
Come back to the room. We'll go to Steve. Go ahead, please, Steve.
Just wondering, having the 2 days off between games without a travel day.
It's great.
Do you like the rest, or do you get antsy? That's what I was wondering.
No, it's great. The season's been weird. We won Game 6 of the conference finals. We landed at 2 that morning and had to leave 6 at night to go to Phoenix. So I'm cool with having a day in between with no travel.
Final question to Lori. Go ahead, please.
That was my question, too. How are you handling this physically and mentally? Like, I don't know what day it is. I barely know what city I'm in. I'm tired. This is our first finals, too. Not answering phones. But you have kids. You have a young family. Like, how are you getting your rest or truly getting a day off? How are you handling all this?
I think I'm handling it pretty well. This is just the opportunity of a lifetime. So I do my best to take care of my body. Rest as much as possible. I do have kids, and sometimes kids need naps. Daddy needs naps too. So we'll get that in. We'll get naps in. My wife does a great job of being my backbone, the backbone of the family. When I need to sleep or if I need something, she'll pretty much take care of everything. And she knows that I mean, I think we have like 9 days left or something like that. She knows that at some point I'll be back to be able to help. But right now, my wife has always known the importance of this and what this means to me. So she's obviously been my biggest supporter. Oh yeah, and then yeah. So then after that, so August I'll be back to help with the family.
Thanks, Drew.
All right.